Hello traders, welcome to tradingwithbill.com. Well, we are now continuing our lesson on the ABCD strategy using the Fibonacci tool, and in this lesson we're going to put it all together. And what you see on the chart is my setup when I open a currency pair. And as you will see down here is my daily chart. This is my 60-minute chart, which, you know what, we're going to move that because really we need the 120 down there, so we'll just move that, no big problem there. There we go. Here's our 2-hour chart, 120 minutes. And then we have our 60-minute chart, and then of course then our 15-minute chart. So what we're going to do is, the first thing we need to do is we're going to take this daily chart and expand it as such. And we're going to scrunch the candles down. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a trend line and determine if this is a bearish pattern or is this a bullish pattern. Is the pair bearish or bullish? Well, if we take our trend line, it looks to me as though this looks bullish, right? So we're going to come down here. We're going to go to the first touch. All right. We're going to let that go. We're going to extend that. Alrighty. So we now see we have our trend line. It is definitely making higher highs and higher lows. So therefore, on our daily chart, the pair is bullish. So what we'll do now is we'll take our candles and bring them back out, and we'll put the chart back in the spot that it belongs, and we'll bring the candles back out some more so it can, whoops, wrong one, so we can read them. Okay, so what we can do here is I like to place a fib on my daily chart, and I like that we have a trend line hit here and we have a high here. So when I come to my charts, especially at the beginning of the week, and this is being recorded during live market hours. This is Monday morning in Thailand, and it's 10:41 a.m., so it's 11:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the markets aren't moving too much, are they? But anyhow, I like to stick my fibs on here, and I do place my ABCDs on my daily chart. So that's A, that's B, C looks like it is about there, and we're looking to come to the D extension. Is this going to happen today? No. This is a daily chart, but it just gives me a real quick glimpse when I come to my charts, and this is the US dollar, Canadian dollar daily chart, and this just gives me an idea of what and where price is at. And remember, Fibonacci levels are what? They're support and resistance levels. And if we remember that, it makes life a little bit easier in concept. But what we're looking for is we're looking for the AB is where we placed our trade, A to B. We're looking for the pullback. We'd love a pullback to the 618, the 50, which means it's coming to the 618 extension at 1.0568, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to move and we're going to do our analysis on our charts. So the other thing I like that's not on this chart that we are going to put on here is I'm going to go to indicators here, and I need to go to M here because I like the 200 moving average on my daily and my 1 hour charts. So we're just going to add that so we have an idea where the 200 is on the daily. And look at this. There's the 200 exponential moving average, and look at this. 1, 2, 3 days it could not break through the 200 daily moving average. So it's good to have on your charts. So going back to our part 1, remember what we said. We said that we want to use our fibs in the ABCD pattern to figure out how and when to get into a trade. So we know that A is going to be if it breaks A, we're out of the trade. Okay? Oh, wrong one. There we go. This is B. I just like to mark B because as time goes on, this fib will move, and I want to know where my levels are at. That's the only reason I do that. And D, I always bring down several pips below the actual D level. And the reason I do that is because we're not the only ones that is watching this movement. So many other traders have this set up on their charts. So on the daily chart, we're set up and we're ready to go. If you trade daily charts, you would be looking for an engulfing candlestick pattern to enter this trade to the upside, right? This is in an uptrend. We want it to come up. If it comes down and closes below A, it's got to close below A. That means you need 2 to the left and 2 to the right, and it needs to close below A, and that's a confirmation that A has been taken out. And then we have to reassess because now we have the possibility that this is basically change of direction, and we have to go and take a look and find out what's going on if that Fibonacci is taken out. Okay, so what I like to do next is the next one I like to go to is I like to go to my 60-minute chart, and I like to do an analysis on my 60-minute chart, and I like to do an ABCD on my 60-minute chart. So why don't we expand the 60-minute chart? Let's shrink these candles just a little bit so we can get more candles on the chart. All right. And we really have very little to work with as far as price action in this. So I think what we're going to do is we already have an ABCD that was violated here. So why don't we do this? Why don't we use this and let's this is closed, right? 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. So A's been taken out. So this eliminates this fib. So what we can do here is we can now use a new fib, and what we're going to do is we're going to take it from this low to this high. So let's take a look here. What is this high at? This high is at 0369, and that is at 68, so that's the winner. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our fib tool, and we're going to go from this low to this high. Alrighty, and we're going to plot what we got going on here. But it looks like this is not going to work because it looks like A might already be taken out. Okay, so that's not going to work. So, being that this is an educational video, we'll just wait till we find another opportunity. Okay, so here we go. We can do the same thing here. Let's try it on this one. We're going to take this low to this high. There we go. And then what we'll do, and we're gonna take this A from here, stick that there. We're gonna take this B, stick that over here. We're gonna take this C, we're hoping for the 618, and we're going to take there's no D on here, huh? Put a D on there? Okay. That's alright. So then we're going to take D, and we're going to stick D up here at the 618 extension. And we're going to move everything down where we want it. Right? We want that there. We want the powder blue at B. And of course we want the red at A, below A, right? So there is now our new ABCD Fibonacci. So what are we looking for? We fibbed the low to the high. Of course we're going to the upside. We want to go to the D extension. And then we want to retrace back to a Fibonacci level. Then we want to say a bullish candlestick formation, and we want to take it back to the D extension. So we're not in the trade yet, and now we have to just see what happens with price. We are still not in the trade. Now, really, we could have entered the trade here. This is at the 382. The 3.6 extension here. So it did spike it. So we could enter here. So why don't we say that we've entered this trade here. It's a bullish candlestick. This would be, I wouldn't enter on this candle, but I would definitely enter on this candle. And why is my candle thing not working? Alright, so we're going to enter on that candle. We just want to put that there so we can see where we entered. And we're looking for the D extension. Makes it deeper. Oh no. Closed out. We took a loss on this trade. Really took a deep extension here. Made the move to the downside. You know, they call the CAD the loony. Well, now you know why. I'm hoping I don't run out of candles here because these are really narrow. Really, really narrow. And now I'm at current price. Okay. So, what we need to do is we're going to basically change this up. take these all off. And we're at current price now. So what we're going to do is we are going to work off of current price. And we're going to use current price, so we're not going to have, which is good because it's Monday and we should start a new week with a new set of fibs, which is okay. Don't necessarily like how thin these fibs are. Okay, these are pretty thin. See how close they are together? These are pretty thin. But it looks like it's come up. Prices come up. And this was our A, B. Alrighty. So this is A, this is B. This looks like this is going to be C. Looks like the 618 is going to be C. Would you be in the trade yet? Don't know. I don't like these candles look weak, right? I want a bullish candle. I want a candle that I know is going to make it to the D extension. So this trade we're setting up, and this is on an hourly chart, so the European Open hasn't started. Asia is coming down to a close, so we have that inactive period, the dead zone, my time for another 3 hours before the London Open. So we're just going to hang out and hold. Now all we need to do is just put our markings where they need to be. Here's D, and of course we're going to make that green. Here's B. And that's not what I wanted. Here's A. And we'll just be able to edit this, make that the right color. Powder blue. There you go. So we have our ABCD on our 1 hour chart on the USD-CAD chart. We're not in the trade yet. Haven't made the decision to enter. You could have. You could have. If you were up for the opening of today, we can go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this would have been your candle when you open your chart at the Wellington Open. So this would have been your candle here or here, depending on your platform. And, it would have been your decision whether to take this to the upside or not. Where's your stop loss going to be? Remember, always remember, where's your stop going to be? Right? We talked about this. Stop. Alrighty? So we want to make sure that you know that this A is your stop. Okay, what is D? Just to review, is going to be our take profit, and that is going to be D. Alrighty? So no matter where you enter, it doesn't make a difference on the pullback, how far you want it to pull back. You rather see a greater pullback. I mean, the 618 is the best, right? We really want to see a 6-1 or 786 pullback. That's the best. And then take it up to the D extension. So now we are set up on the Canadian dollar on the 1 hour chart, and everything is ready to go. So why don't we put this back in its spot? And that is ready to go. Now, I don't myself, I do not enter and exit trades on a 15-minute, on an hourly chart. I trade on a 15-minute chart. So the next thing I would do, and you're probably saying, Bill, you got way too many fibs on these charts. But that's what you have to do. I have a total view and a total concept of what's going on right in front of me. I know exactly what's happening here. I know that this 2-hour chart, if I can get this to click here, there we go. I know this 2-hour chart is in a range. This 2-hour chart's in a range. I know that. This is why fractals are so handy to have on your charts. Took the low, took the high, there's my range. Okay? If you can put fractals on your charts, and you should be able to, no matter what trading platform you use, they all have the fractal indicator. Most of them have little arrows. And change your colors to what you want. And do that. Now, I trade off a 15-minute chart. My entries and exits on a 15-minute chart. So being we are in live time, this does not look very easy. A, B, C. I do not have an ABCD here on this 15-minute chart. Maybe I can use this low here. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. Let's experiment, guys. Now this is part of Forex. You have to be a detective and make sure that so what we could do is we'll try this. If this doesn't work, there's another option that we can do. So we're going to take this low to this high. And let's see how this works. A, B, C looks like it's at the 50%. We'll check that in a second. And then, of course, D is going to be at the D extension. So why would you go to the 15-minute chart? Well, you want to go to the 15-minute chart because you can get your entries in earlier. Right? So you can sort of like beat the rush. So there's the D. That's not what I wanted. Well, we can come down here. Let's put this here. Put this at red. There we go. And put this back to normal. And let me edit that. There we go. So now on the 15-minute chart, we have everything's in line. Now that's a 15-minute chart, so this fib is going to disappear in, in a couple hours, right? We're going to get some candles here, and this keeps moving down. We might get through today. So here we go. We have our ABCDs on the 15-minute chart. This is my entry chart, folks. I do refer to the daily and the 1-hour setup, but I want to enter on a 15-minute chart. But it's good to look at the daily, the 2-hour, and the 1-hour charts for confirmation and make sure everything is where they need to be. You want to make sure all your sidecars are lined up. And remember, if it takes out A, right, there's no trade. So we haven't entered this trade yet. If I was going to trade this pair, I wouldn't enter this trade yet. There's no trade here. We do not have a trade yet. We did have a bullish candle here, then we got this, and then you got all this slow time. We're in an inactive zone, right? We're in a dead zone now. So maybe at the London Open, we'll get our direction and a nice bullish candle, and we'll take this and take an entry to the upside. Our stop goes below A. right? And we'll trade it to the D extension. Doesn't mean if it's still going strong at the D extension that we have to get out, but we can scale out. You know, if you have 2 lots in, you can go down to 1 lot and let 1 lot run, or however you manipulate your or manage your money management. Manipulate your money management. But to manage your money management and how you do that, some people scale into a trade, some people scale out of a trade. I scale out of a trade. So when I go into my trade, I go in at my full size, and as I gain profits, I scale out. Some people scale in. Some people take one third, and 1/3, and let the last 1/3 run as a runner. So we don't have an entry. We're waiting. It's basically just in the range right at the moment, and we'll just sit back and wait. So let's put this chart back in, and we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to make this again. So now you see all of the charts. You've done an analysis and our homework on all the charts. What is the nicest part about this? We have basically very little decisions to make now. We know where if we want to trade the 1 hour chart, we know where the stop's got to be. If you want to take your entry on the 15-minute chart, you know where your stop's going to be. You know where your take profit is. You don't have to worry, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? As you know, as long as it doesn't take out A, it will go the Fibonacci way, right? So we know where our stop is. We know where our take profit is. We know where our entry is. We just have to decide when and how where we're going to take the entry. Well, you want to take it on a bullish candlestick, and it's in an uptrend. So, and you can see on the daily, we're expecting a bounce off this 200 EMA. It has the last 3 trading days. So we'll see how that goes from there. And I apologize for the lawnmowers running outside my condo. Really, they're cutting down trees, to be honest with you. I apologize for that noise. So I hope this sort of gives you a wrap-up from the first video that we did at tradingwithbill.com. And this is now the second and completed video for the ABCD trading strategy. And for those of you who use Fibonacci's, you do this every day. We just make it where it's highlighted. That's all we're doing. And it's easy, right? Blue goes to blue, red goes to red, right? Green goes to green, right? I mean, everything's real simple, real easy. There's no emotions. It either works or it doesn't, right? You set the trade, you enter the trade, and let the trade work. And I have to be honest with you, one of my hardest things is don't fiddle with the trade. Once the trade is in, the trade is running, leave it alone. Even if you're coming up and you end up coming all the way back just before the A, and you say, oh man, I don't want to take that big of a loss, I'm going to get out. No, because you know what's going to happen? 2 candles later, it's going to start moving all the way up, and it's going to take out D, and you're going to be kicking yourself saying, why did I fiddle with my trade? That's a big thing for me, is stop fiddling with my trades. Leave my trades alone. Let them do what they're supposed to do. The market's going to do what the market's going to do. I can only do my part, and it's all about probabilities, and we want to make sure everything is lined up. You know, you can put a stochastic oscillator in here on this 15-minute chart. So we can go here, and just to show you what I'm talking about, we can turn here, and I can stick a stochastic RSI on here. Why? Because it's the 15-minute, and we're in a range. And that's the oscillator that we want. Look at this. We're in a range. This thing is flat. It's in the oversold area, and it's flat. It's not doing anything. It's flat down. It's not doing a thing. So there's nothing to do here. We'd like to see this turn to the upside, get past 25. Man, maybe we'll see a bullish candle here and a bullish candle on the hourly. Get a nice move past this red line here at the 25, and there's an entry, right? It's just another tool that we can use to get this working. So this is how I set up my trades on whatever currency pair I'm looking at. Yes, it does take a little bit of work, and yes, it takes some time. I mean, I've been over 30 minutes now showing you how this works, and we're using real time. You can see the green boxes is real time. So we're in real time. It's a real trade setup. And so today on my watch list, and it is Monday the 21st of October, and so this is now on my watch list, being that so we've done our setup, and it's just waiting for entry. Okay, my friends? Well, I'd like to thank you for watching this lesson, the second part of trading the ABCD strategy using Fibonacci. And I wish you a great trading day and a profitable trading week. And keep an eye out. Go to the website. I added a new indicator today. So go check out the new supply and demand indicator. You can download it right from the site. Even has a picture of a chart with it on there, so you can see it. It's pretty nice stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the series on this ABCD strategy, and I hope to see you soon. Please come to the live trading room. The link is on my website, and come join me in the live trading room as I moderate the London session and pre-New York and New York Open. Thank you, my friends, and we will see you shortly. Take care and have a great, prosperous day. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.